from the Paranormal Reddit from someone named Silenced Symphony. Interesting. I found a William Fuld Mystifying Oracle Ouija board in a secret room in my attic. And more. Yeah, I would get the fuck out of that house, yo. What the fuck? A secret room in your attic. Well, how secret can it be if you found it? I don't know. Here are the pictures of the attic and board, and I'll give the backstory. Oh, they got pictures. That's going to be interesting. All right, let's take a look here. Here's the secret room I found. The William Fuld Mystifying Oracle board in. What the fuck? Well, that's not a secret room. That's a door. What's secret about that? I'm confused. I don't see what's secret. Okay, let's see the next picture. Dead inside, don't enter. What is that? Okay, interesting. It's an attic. Some insulation there. Okay. Somebody's taking pictures of insulation. Not too fascinating to me. All right, let's see what else we got. Some plastic flowers. More out the attic. Nothing secret about that door, but anyway. Other wall was carpeted. Me and my 15-year-old ripped it off and kicked the boards off like kung fu masters. Really? Fuck you doing bashing your own fucking house? Okay. The room is the same size as the first one. Oh, I guess the room they found was in the attic. That was the secret room they were talking about. The door they showed obviously wasn't secret. Same size as the first one, maybe even bigger. Why was it blocked off? Okay, so I guess there were boards there? That's not a room. I mean, it's just another part of the attic. I don't know. Why was that part of the attic blocked off? I have no idea. What do I know? I don't know. Why was it blocked off? I don't know. Neither did you. You don't know either. And more pictures. Carpet and broken boards. Entrance into the other room. Yeah. Fascinating. Oh, you vey. Horrible camera you got, by the way, dude. What are you using? A potato? What is this? Not great pictures. A lot of dust. That looks old. Looks like fiberglass. It's like fiberglass insulation. I hope you're wearing a fucking mask, yo. Jesus Christ. Nothing but junk. Window shutters, pipes, boards, lots of insulation. Yeah, well, that's what you would expect to see in an attic. The only thing we found was the William Fuld Mystifying board. The rest was a bust. Yeah, you found a Ouija board in an attic. I don't know that there's anything too strange or suspicious about that. Kind of creepy though. Question mark? I don't know. I don't think it's creepy, really. Somebody left a Ouija board behind. Whoop the fuck. Okay. Dude, get a better fucking camera. That's where he found the board. My son noped the crap out of it. What the fuck is noped? I don't know what that means. What is this word? Is this a new word? This is new vernacular from kids these days. What does that mean? Noped the crap out of there. Oh, noped the crap out of there. I don't know what that means. I guess noped meaning ran or some shit. More crap. Wow, this guy really likes taking pictures. Sadly, he's not very good at it. Why was this boarded off? Why was the board the only thing in there? The Ouija board? I don't know. Oh, I guess he's trying to imply that it was boarded off specifically to lock away the Ouija board in there. I don't know about that. The entrance back to the first room. Okay. And there's a picture of the Ouija board they found. Baltimore, Maryland. Oh, jeez. Oh, if you believe this thing summoned shit from hell, you're in the right place, Baltimore. Holy shit. If any place could be hell on earth, it'd be there. That in Chicago. So there you go. That's a Ouija board. That's a kind of creepy looking Ouija board. Yeah. Very, certainly unusual. I don't know about very unusual. It's weird. It's weird that you found a Ouija board in a boarded off room in an attic. That is odd, but to come to the conclusion that the room itself was boarded off just to hold that board, I think that's a bit of a stretch. He also says, I found this triangle thing. What the fuck? I don't know what that is. Maybe a Native American symbol of some kind? I don't know. That's weird. I don't know that it means anything, though. Did you do any research into it to see what it might be? It looks like a roof with an air vent. I have no idea what that is. Anyway, back to the story. I guess I should give some backstory. My name is Melanie. I moved into my house about 7 months ago, and it was a disaster. Moved into your house. Did you buy it? Is it a rental? What the fuck? I'm not the richest person, so there was a deal struck, and I cleaned the house out from the previous tenants. Tenants? Oh, okay. You don't own it. It's a rental. I see. Yeah, so you struck a deal, maybe got a deal on the first few months rent, or maybe the first year even. I doubt that. Probably just the first few months in exchange for cleaning it up because the owner didn't feel like doing it. It's not an uncommon occurrence. Okay. I hadn't seen the place before I moved in. What? Who moves into a house before they've seen? I mean, didn't you have pictures? Who moves into a house they've never seen? I mean, I've lived in apartments my whole life, but even I've done investigation and, gotten pictures beforehand if I couldn't go and see it physically. It was a desperate situation I would rather not dive into. When I moved in, there was expired canned food. Yeah, don't eat that. An expired candy waist high. Waist high? Now, the candy you might be able to eat if it's like fucking Twizzlers and shit. That's not gonna fucking kill you. It's not like it's old meat or anything, but that's weird. Expired candy, waist high. So odd. From the living room to the kitchen. Shit and used condoms on the floor. What do you mean shit on the floor? Actual shit? Yeah, that's kind of disgusting. That's weird. It was bad. Had a coal stove. Coal stove? Holy shit. So I'm a single mom. I had no clue what I was doing. Very old, rigged together house. Anyway, so the first thing I noticed was that in the basement there was a tunnel dug out. A tunnel? What? Who was living in this place? Drug lords? Holy shit. There was a tunnel dug out that has a small turn. It's very long. That leads to a small circular tiny room. What the fuck? What, are they keeping little kids or some kind of sex slave hostage or something? What the fuck? In the basement, there's a tunnel. Why didn't you take pictures of that? Did you take pictures of that? You took pictures of the Ouija board and the fucking attic. Took enough of those. I hope you've got some pictures of this tunnel. Holy shit. This is weird. Oh, it leads to a small circular tiny room. Only way I can explain it. That's bizarre. Was the room itself just dirt? Or was it an actual room with wood walls and floor and shit? Or was it just a dirt room underground like a fucking dungeon? And the only way to get into it was through that fucking tunnel. And there were no windows or anything else? I'm very curious now. Maybe a small child could stand up in it, but I'm 5'2" and couldn't. Yeah, this is sus. This is suspect already. I'd be calling the cops at that point. Find out if there's any DNA in that room of any missing kids. I'd love it if there were more details. All that is there is a light hanging from the middle of the ceiling. This is all rock and cement. What? Wow, that takes a bit of effort. Rock and cement. Somebody dug through rock or poured cement to make a tiny little cell underground. You can only access to a secret tunnel in the fucking basement. Yeah, that's weird. That is fucking bizarre, yo. People don't generally do stuff like that for benevolent reasons. Usually there's some kind of nefarious motivation behind digging such a, cell, which is usually for the purpose of, incarcerating someone in your home. Anyway, the only way I can explain the light is in the brave little toaster, laugh out loud, when they got to the store with the other appliances and that big Lamp that sings? I have no idea what you're fucking talking about. Anyway, let me Google quick pendant light. I can decide if that's cool or dumb. I digress. I don't know what the hell this broad's talking about. These details are so benign and, off topic enough that I lean more towards believing what she's saying. But anyway. Anyhow, the story continues by saying, okay, here's what you've all been waiting for. Me and my 15-year-old son were setting up the attic for his room. Who the fuck wants to live in an attic? Aren't you going to die from heat stroke in the summer? Don't attics get to be like 150 degrees? Heat rises and it gets trapped by all that insulation in the ceiling and you end up being in a fucking pressure cooker? Fuck that. He recently decided to move up to the attic. Who wants to live in an attic? Fucking A. Now, that's not out of every fucking horror movie and fucking show about hauntings I've ever seen. Now, there aren't always ghosts up in there. Fuck that. Yeah. It was always used for storage. There's a tiny cubby hole that we were clearing out. To the far left wall, the small one of the wall was carpeted. Thinking that was really strange, I ripped the carpet down and found boards. The wall was carpeted? Yeah, it is kind of weird. But maybe not really. I mean, maybe that was a form of insulation. Maybe the area behind that was too cold, or maybe it wasn't well insulated. And, you ever heard of a fucking tapestry? I mean, tapestries were used in old castles 1,000 years ago as a form of insulation. They hung them on the fucking walls, keep the place warmer. I ripped the carpet down and found boards, and there was a crack in between two of them, so I used a flashlight and looked inside, and there was a whole other room, bigger than the cubby hole that we were already in. Someone wanted to live in a fucking cubby hole? Maybe so you could feel safe. Yeah, I guess when you're living with a single mommy, you need everything you can to feel safe. Of course, me and him kicked the boards down like beasts. Strange. Isn't this a rental? Should you be doing this? What are you doing? It's a rental. I can just kick down walls in other people's houses. Yeah. All that was in there was wooden shutters, wooden boards, pipes, and debris. I wonder how the landlord would feel about you kicking down an entire fucking wall in his or her attic. And a lot of insulation. You don't want to breathe that shit. I saw a piece of wood that looked strangely smooth and out of place, so I flipped it over, and it was a Ouija board. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. There's lots of other junk up there, too. And an old Ouija board, that old, I would also call that junk. I've done some research since, and it was a 1939 William Fund misdefined Oracle board. So what? So the fuck what? I did not find the planchette with it, but I found that weird triangle thing. My 15-year-old son said, fuck this, I'm out, and left me there to be possessed. Since then, I put the Ouija board on the mirror of my dresser as a decoration. Why? Oh my God. Why is it you people out there take this shit so lightly? I mean, even if you don't believe in it, could you just exercise caution, right? Have some respect for shit you don't understand. Don't fuck with shit you don't understand. I mean, you don't believe in something, that don't mean you, make light of it and invite possible ruination on yourself. Everybody keeps telling me to get rid of it and burn it. No. Don't burn it. What you want to do, get some salt water, heavily salted, rub it down, and then some anointed oil. Even if you're not a Catholic or a Christian, make sure it's been anointed by a priest, and then smear that over the entirety of the surface, and then make sure it ends up in your closest landfill. But don't destroy it. I don't want to. That's not good. What do you mean you don't want to? Why not? Oh my God, so you already feel attached to it. You already have an attachment to it, which is unhealthy, and you don't know why. I don't feel anything evil from it. Yeah, well, if you did, you might actually get rid of it. Did you ever stop to think that? That the fact that you don't feel anything evil might be intentional and not on your part? I find I really feel a connection with it. Oh, I called it. I'm not trying to be all Reagan Captain Howdy here, but it's the truth. Wait, you did that? Don't you think that's odd? That you feel a fucking connection with a piece of wood? A piece of wood that is well known to be nefarious in nature and to almost always have a negative outcome to those who use it, who fuck with it. You think that's a little odd? That you just find this board in your fucking attic? An attic, by the way, which for some reason you felt the need to kick down some fucking walls so you could get to this thing. Did you ever stop to think that maybe, just maybe, your inclination, your desire Your sudden urge to kick down those boards maybe wasn't initiated by you? Oh, you didn't think any of that. And now you don't think it's odd that you have this weird connection to this thing. It's well known for being dangerous. Ah, nah, you'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, but you feel a connection. Oh, it's so interesting. I also forgot to mention the weird things that have been happening. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's so interesting. The moment that you bust down this wall where this thing has been essentially imprisoned and covered up for decades, ostensibly, it could be decades. Once you do that and you physically handle this Ouija board, which is known for interacting with the other side and causing weird phenomenon to occur, like things getting moved around and voices and all that shit, you're starting to experience the same things. What an interesting coinkydink. Normal things like toys going off or things going missing and reappearing. What? Oh, God. Oh, my God. But you don't want to throw it away. You don't want to get rid of it. Oh, no. Recently, this is great. This is great. Recently, me and my friend, who's frequently here, have been seeing things. Geez. Oh, boy. Seeing things. It's like people. I saw a man twice. No. It was not a man. It wanted you to think it was a man. It wanted you to think it was a man. It's not a man. I can chalk the first one up to my mind playing tricks on me. It was a split second. He was there. I looked at my phone and he was gone. Why'd you look at your phone? You see some dude in your house and you look down at your fucking phone? What? Probably going to try to get a picture maybe, and then by the time she had accessed the camera function, it was gone. Anyhow, the story continues by saying, but a week later, I was driving down a dark back road, and it was really windy. Okay? I live out in the boonies, where there's nothing but woods everywhere. I was driving, and of course paying attention because I had my son in the car. Not that I don't pay attention when it's just me. LOL. Okay, let's continue to make light of shit. Yeah, because that'll solve the problem. I think I'm seeing why this person might end up in dire straits. It seems to have a habit of making light of things that are much more important than she actually wants to make them out to be. Yeah. Much more important, much more dire. No big deal. Oh, I'm in dire straits now. Yeah, gee, I wonder how you got in this dire straits. Yeah, and there was nothing there. Yeah, nothing, and there was nothing there. Okay, but when I looked in the rearview mirror, and I looked 3 separate times in the span of 5 seconds, not 10 feet away was a man slowly walking away from the car in the middle of the side of the street I was driving on. Okay, well, people do walk down roads, you know. Nothing odd about that. He came out of nowhere. Well, you just didn't see him. Maybe you just didn't notice him. Maybe you were too focused on the road and your son and what he was saying. He came out of absolutely nowhere, and there's no way he could have been there that fast. I don't know. Maybe he was taking a whiz in the woods and just stepped out the moment that you look back. And he stepped out in between, looks. You looked once, nothing there. You looked twice, nothing there. You looked thrice, oh, he's there. Yeah, you don't know. Could be. I don't know how fast she looked. Maybe it's not possible that he just walked out of the woods in between her glances back. I don't know. Anyway, not as close to the car as he was. Okay. He had a fedora bowler hat. Who the fuck wears those? They don't wear those no more. They wore those in the 40s. But not fucking in 2021, man. Yeah, unless you're one of these hipster doofuses, right? Yeah, who thinks they have some kind of sharp, keen fashion sense. Then maybe, but not in the middle of the night on the side of the road. Yes, that's bizarre. Fedora bowler hat looking thing on and what looked like a suit jacket. Yeah, people don't walk around in suits in the middle of the night on the side of the road, on back roads in the boonies. Not generally. Maybe some old man with maybe some old man with Alzheimer's. Maybe he's like 95 years old and he thinks he's going out to a bebop scat dance at the local jazz club. Oh, 1948. I don't know. How the fuck do I know? And he got lost because, he's got Alzheimer's. Saw him 3 separate times, and when I looked in the rearview mirror, and then he was gone. Okay, that's bizarre. He couldn't just vanish. Between looking back, you can look pretty quick. Look. You look. Oh, wait, he vanished? What the fuck? Yeah, that is odd. My 12-year-old son, she's got more than one kid. Oh, jeez. Says he did not see him. Huh? That's weird. Interesting. He didn't see the other man either. The one in your house? So interesting. So interesting. So the story goes on to say, so I guess I really don't know what to do with all this information, and I am really new to Reddit. I posted in a couple of other places, and I'm really not sure if I'm even allowed to post links here, but it wouldn't let me post anything other than text. I recently learned how to use Imgur, which I actually completely hate, but I heard this is the place to come if you have a mystery that needs to be solved, so please help me. I guess what I really want is information, especially in the video footage, and what could possibly be going on in this house, or what could have been going on. Thank you, God bless, and happy holidays. Okay, so you could be dealing with a once human entity here. It is possible. It's also possible you could be dealing with something non-human. The second sighting, that makes it seem less likely. But that this old man would appear while you're out driving means that it has attached itself to you. This what could be human entity and is following you around. You're dragging it around with you, which, if that is the case, is not a good thing. Or it could be something non-human. These types of non-human entities are also able to appear as human beings, even though they're not at all. So it's hard to say. It is hard to say. I would ask if you got to look at its eyes, because my understanding is that that's the one thing they can't mimic. They can mimic human faces, they can mimic human appearance, but even if they're projecting themselves as a human form, the eyes will be black. You won't see pupils. You won't see what looks like a normal human eye. It'll just be black, like pitch. So you need to pay attention to the eyes if you have any more of these sightings. Regardless, it may not be in any way, shape, or form connected to the Ouija board, although that's unlikely. Could be that you just, because you were dumb enough to break into that little room and, do some creative renovation without permission, you could have woken something up that way. I would actually need to know more about the specific instances, if you have been frightened, if things have occurred, phenomena have occurred that have sparked fear in you. I would need to know more about how you feel. Do you feel drained? Do you feel tired? Do you feel oppressed? I would need to know more about the incidences themselves. Are these the only ones? Have there been more? I need to know more about your connection, your attachment to this Ouija board. At this time, I'm thinking this is jest, and I say jest, but I'm thinking this is a human entity, but it could be non-human as well. Difficult to say. Also, you really don't know if what you saw in the middle of the night was the same dude that you saw in your house. Just because you saw something in your house doesn't mean that it's the same thing you saw out there. I do consider it unusual that you would have a sighting of a spirit, but maybe you've seen this kind of thing before. I don't know about that either. Maybe the type of person who has more sensitivity to this kind of thing, or maybe your interaction with this Ouija board and whatever forces attached to it has opened you up more, perceptively speaking, to these kind of phenomenon, and that's causing you to have a heightened level of awareness to these types of things. And maybe that could be why you spotted something else, or maybe this is the exact same thing you spotted in your house, and again it had latched itself onto you, which is unusual. Generally speaking, once human entities tend to remain bound to a specific location. But again, it could have attached itself to you, which is not a good thing, I might add. So you don't have to worry so much about being possessed, though it is possible to a lesser extent, but more likely you'll have to deal with oppression because once human entities are not nearly as powerful in this regard as non-human, never were human entities. So you don't have to worry as much about being possessed, but you still possibly have to worry about oppression. And something like this can become more ambulatory if it's able to attach itself to a person. And they can feed on their energy and be sustained by said energy, and that person is their vehicle for travel. It's possible. It's possible. I need to know more. This is definitely a weird story. This is also a cautionary tale. If you find secret rooms in a house you're renting or you just bought, don't fuck with them, okay? Oh, well, Mike, it's just my house. If I bought it, I want to know every nook and cranny and be able to utilize all the space in it. Okay, but you know, there might be a reason that fucking rooms are hidden and shit. By the way, I would have loved to have some fucking video of this hidden fucking room in this basement, yo. Holy shit. I find that, I'm walling that motherfucker off. I'm not using that. It's probably a cell used to fucking keep little kitties hostage or some shit for some nefarious reasons. And then you find another secret room. Oh, you found another secret room in the freaking attic and you decide to bust down that too? I mean, there's such a thing as intellectual curiosity, but there's also a time when you say, okay, I'm gonna... better to be safe than sorry. Okay? Yeah, maybe I don't believe in this type of phenomena. Maybe I don't believe in hauntings. Maybe I don't believe in the paranormal. But don't tempt fate. See, that's my moniker. That's my philosophy. That's my approach to this type of stuff. And you know what? It's worked really well for me. Don't tempt fate, y'all. Don't let your fascination and your curiosity and your interest in this stuff lead you to tempt fate and screw around with this kind of shit because you want something to happen. Because guess what? Something's probably going to happen. Especially if you want it, though. Especially if you believe something might. All right? So do not, even if you don't, you can unleash something and it fucks with somebody else. Don't fuck with this stuff. This broad exercised poor judgment and acted with extreme incaution. This is some weird shit. A house stacked waist high with candy, expired candy, and expired canned food with a makeshift dungeon, hidden dungeon in the basement, and a hidden room in the attic with a Ouija board. I would just not investigate, and I would fucking wall off that board with salt water and anointed oil, and I would take it to the nearest landfill, and I would put it on that fucking heap of trash myself so that I am 100% assured that it's going to end up under fucking ground. But for some reason, you decided to keep it, you felt attached to it, you decided to practice even more bad judgment and incaution, and you didn't think it was odd that you feel an attachment to this little piece of fucking wood, and then a bunch of weird shit starts happening around your house, and you start seeing ghosts, and shit starts moving, and you hear weird shit and weird noises, and you don't connect the two, and you keep the Ouija board. You got kids. Oh, don't bother me. I'm just fascinated and interested in this. Yeah. Oh, I bet you are. Now, that's the problem, and that's what's putting you and your children in danger. But apparently you don't seem to care because you're too curious and fascinated and interested. But let me know what you think about this single mommy. Was she incautious to investigate the dungeon in the basement and then to break down the wall in the attic and keep the Ouija board and even use it as a display piece in her bedroom? Just inviting disaster and opening yourself up to these forces? Let me know what you think in the comments section. And please like and subscribe to my channel. And on that note, I am out of here. I am Marcus, and I wish you a good and pleasant day. Take care.